Welcome to my first tornado documentary type video. I'm Patrick, and I'm going to be taking you through the events of the Bakersfield Valley F4. Also, if there's any other outbreak or tornado you want me to cover, let me know. I'm going to be doing the 2000 to 2006 F5 drought, and what almost broke it in the next video, so I'm going to choose like a tornado for like every year. During that, obviously, some tornadoes will be better contenders than others, but that's the besides the thing. Also, if you want to hear more from me, my Twitter is WXPatrick. A bunch of random numbers. It's on the screen there. I just talk about random crap, weather, obviously, and I'll usually have polls you can vote on for like future videos. Usually, you'll see the videos about. I'm trying to do a video every like 1 to 2 months, so usually if they're in the polls, I'll do them eventually, but you might see one earlier than the other. And if you want to see more like videos like this, please like and subscribe. I'll make with the yapping. Let me get into the video. The Bakersfield Valley tornado, one of the strongest in Texas state history. But how did we get here? What was the environment like leading up to this? Well, the morning of June 1st, 1990, the SPC would issue moderate risk for parts of Iowa, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Also, one thing to note, I couldn't find anything further than day 1, so I couldn't find a day 2 or any of that. But in a later outlook that day, they would get rid of the moderate risk and just add a high risk for parts of South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Although the Bakersfield Valley didn't happen in the high, it happened in the slight. Also, yes, back then the slight was green. So that's just one thing that's kind of weird to see. But with favorable wind shear to go along with Cape, it's no wonder why they forecasted a high-end day of severe weather. There was also an EF3 in Nebraska. Or was it Kansas? I think it was Nebraska. I kind of forgot. I seen one of the tornado maps and just kind of brushed it off. But as Cape or convective available potential energy was between 2,000 and 2,500 for Bakersfield, and thunderstorms only needed 1,000 Cape to initiate, it wouldn't be long before storms would fire up. But before that, a tornado watch would be issued for central Texas, where our most primed environment for tornadoes would be. Supercells fired up, our main cell would soon catch our eyes as a slow-moving, high-precipitation supercell developed in a remote desert areas of Texas. Then it dropped a beast. At 5:20, this tornado stopped as a fairly weak multi-vortex tornado, but as soon as it crossed Co-op Road, it not only rapidly intensified to F4 intensity, it also would balloon in size to 1.3 miles wide. At this point, it completely stripped away all the asphalt on a 300-foot long stretch of road. It also hit about 4 or 5 properties in this area, and those properties were completely swept away in this area. Also, mesquite and greasewood trees, which are some of the strongest trees in the U.S., were completely just turned into just only stubs left. One person from the survey team was quoted as saying that most of the time you would see just a couple of sheared off rocks sticking out of the ground, or occasionally a stub of greasewood or mesquite trees. But it was what happened after this that made this tornado worthy of the title the strongest tornado in Texas history. At this point, the tornado shrunk a little bit in size and it was rain wrapped, but at this time it would move into an oil field. And at this oil field, it was able to unanchor 3 180,000-pound oil tankers directly off of their concrete foundation, and it was reportedly the concrete foundations were also cracked and shifted. Then 2 of the oil tankers were rolled 600 feet up a 40-degree incline, and because of it, I wouldn't be surprised if this tornado had wind speeds of 250 plus miles per hour. Also, I couldn't really find anything that really said where the third one went. It was just a multiple different answers, so I just didn't include it because I didn't want to spread too much misinformation. After this, the tornado unanchored and rolled multiple pump jacks. It also picked up a couple cars in this area, all of them being completely destroyed. Then it moved over a 5-inch thick concrete irrigation ditch in this area, but the entire 267-foot irrigation ditch was just shattered like glass. Some of the large, heavy chunks of concrete were even thrown a half-mile, and strangely, in the most violent areas of this tornado path, it was observed that there were some like tight-knit balls of just wire and debris. It's not known how exactly this occurred, but then after that, it would just slowly weaken, lifting at 7:20 p.m. Tornado was forgotten by a lot of people because of the area it happened in, so it didn't really get the recognition it deserves. But in my book, it definitely was the strongest tornado in Texas history and one of the strongest in U.S. history. But sadly, 2 fatalities did come from this violent tornado, both being from cars. I just want to say rest in peace to those lives lost in this tornado. As a reminder, although tornadoes are interesting, they cause a lot of damages and deaths, so you don't want to get too obsessed over these natural disasters, and kind of have a balanced mindset for having an interest in them while also recognizing the pain and destruction it causes. But that's the Bakersfield Valley, Texas F4. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe, and if you have any other video suggestions, let me know. Also, since this is my first video, I know it's not perfect, so let me know if you'd like to see any changes and what you want me to keep or anything as well. But until the next video, I will see y'all later.